Good morning all of you. This is 12th class biology lecture 6 of chapter 7. And today you will learn about human evolution and evolutionary history of vertebrates. So let's start with the human evolution. Human evolution started about 15 million years ago, and the first stage was Dryopithecus. And these Dryopithecus were more gorilla and chimpanzee like. Okay, here you can see this is Dryopithecus, which is gorilla and chimpanzee like, and after the Dryopithecus, Ramapithecus stage came, and these Ramapithecus were more man like. Here you can see in the picture. So Dryopithecus were more ape like, while Ramapithecus were more man like. After that, few fossils of man like bones discovered in Ethiopia and Tanzania, and these fossils revealed that about 3 to 4 million years ago, man-like primates were present in the eastern Africa, and these man-like primates were having height up to 4 feet. Okay, and these revealed hominid-like features, means human-like features. These fossils revealed, and they gave a belief that about 3 to 4 million years ago, man-like primates were present in the eastern Africa, which having height up to 4 feet and used to walk upright like this. After Ramapithecus, next stage of the human evolution is considered Australopithecus, and these Australopithecus, these means the fossils for these were found in East African grasslands. These were means considered living in East African grasslands, and these used to hunt with the stone. With the stone weapons, they used to hunt with the stone weapons, and they ate fruits. After that, next stage was Homo habilis, and Homo habilis is considered as first human-like being, that is called hominid. Okay, hominid means first human-like being. So Homo habilis is considered as first human-like being, and they were having brain capacities 650 to 800 cc. And what was the food habit? They did not eat meat. Okay, so they were herbivores. So this is Homo habilis, and here you can see Homo habilis. So they started making weapons with the stone. Okay, so they with the weapons, Australopithecus also used to hunt with the weapons, with the stone weapons, and the Homo habilis were the first who started using many tools using the stone. After that, next stage was Homo erectus, and these Homo erectus were found 1.5 million years ago, and their brain size was larger than Homo habilis. Their brain size was 900 cc. And what was their food habit? They ate meat. They, like Homo habilis, they were not herbivorous, they were carnivorous. Okay, they ate meat. And here you can see these are Homo erectus, and they used to prepare different type of weapons for the hunting. Also, one more thing about the Homo erectus, they were the first who discovered fire. Okay, so fire was discovered by Homo erectus. After that, after the Homo erectus, Neanderthal men were present, and these were present about 40,000 to 1 lakh years ago. The brain size of Neanderthal men was 1400 cc, and they live in East and Central Asia. They lived in East and Central Asia. And one more thing, they used hides to protect their body. Okay, so these Neanderthal men used hides for protecting their body. So first time they started using hides. And another thing is they buried their dead bodies. Okay, so Neanderthal men were the first who started burying the dead bodies. So two important things are here. They started using hides to protect the body, and second thing, they started burying the dead bodies. After that, after the Neanderthal man, the next stage was Homo sapiens, that is modern man. Okay, and it got evolved about 10,000 to 75,000 years ago. Prehistoric cave art developed about 18,000 years ago. Okay, here 10,000 to 75,000 years ago. So this is time, complete time range for the different places, right? And between this period, Homo sapiens got evolved from the Neanderthal men. Here about 18,000 years ago, historic cave art was started. Okay, you can see here, this is a cave. Okay, and this is an art like thing. Okay, the man, that is Homo sapiens, is doing any art. Okay, so this prehistoric cave art was started about 18,000 years ago. Then one more important thing, agriculture and human settlements. So agriculture was started by Homo sapiens, and also human settlements, the places for the living, home like places were made by the Homo sapiens. They started the agriculture and the human settlements about 10,000 years ago. Before that, there were no homes and no agriculture. Here these are some skulls given, and this is a comparison of the skulls of adult modern human being. Here you can see this is skull of adult modern human being, and this is skull of baby chimpanzee, and this is skull of adult chimpanzee. So you can compare these skulls. So which skulls have more resemblance? This baby chimpanzee skull is more resembling to the adult human skull. Okay, so the skull study, it reveals that baby chimpanzee skull is more resembling to the adult human skull. This is an evolutionary chart given in your NCERT book, which is representing evolutionary history of vertebrates through different geological time periods. Okay, so like the plant evolutionary history that you have done in previous lecture, you need to learn this chart also. So how can you learn it? So first let's start with the periods only. Okay, there are, first of all, these time periods are given here, like Carboniferous, Permian, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, then Tertiary, and then Quaternary. So these time periods are given here, right? Now I hope you have learned the sequence for the time periods. Okay, now just see the time, time is also given here, million years. Okay, this Carboniferous time period is between the 300 to 350 million years ago. Then Permian is between the 250 to 300 million years ago. Okay, what is happening here? There is deduction of 50 million years in each. Okay, 350 to 300, then 300 to 250, then 200, then by deducting 50 you will get 150, then 100, then 50, and then 0. Okay, like this. So Triassic is between 200 to 250, then Jurassic is between 150 to 200, and then Cretaceous is between 100 to 150, then Tertiary between 50 to 100, and then Quaternary is it's showing 0. Okay, because this is the recent one. Okay, this is recent period which is going on now. Okay, and obviously million years have not been passed now for this period. That's why no million year has been passed. That's why 0 is written here, right? So first of all, learn this time for all these time periods, and then start from here. The earliest reptiles. Okay, early reptiles have got extinct, and these early reptiles got evolved, or these were originated in Carboniferous period. You can see here. Okay, early reptiles were seen in Carboniferous period, and then two types of reptiles were formed from these early reptiles: sauropsids. One minute. There is sauropsids and synapsids. Okay, so these two types of reptiles got evolved from the early reptile, and these two types of reptiles got evolved in which period? In the starting of Permian period. Okay, so these two types are sauropsid and synapsids. Then these sauropsids got evolved to form the turtles. Here you can see turtles, lizards, snakes, and these Teuterus. All these were formed from the sauropsids, right? So this question can be asked that who was the ancestor of the turtles or the lizards or the snakes? Okay, then you will give the answer that sauropsids. Okay, because all these have evolved from the sauropsids. After that, you can see here this thecodonts. Okay, thecodonts, dinosaur dinosaurs. Okay, so these thecodont dinosaurs also got evolved from the sauropsids. Okay, so this question also can be asked that dinosaurs ancestors. Okay, so who was the dinosaur ancestors? These were also sauropsids. Okay, so dinosaurs evolved from the sauropsids here in the Permian period, right? After that, in Jurassic period, you know, dinosaurs dominated the earth. Okay, so different type of dinosaurs got evolved here from this one. From these thecodonts, different types of dinosaurs got evolved, and in Jurassic Park they were dominating the earth. Then here you can see dinosaurs got extinct, okay, in the Cretaceous period, right? So here dinosaurs got extinct. So this is extinction time of the dinosaurs. Now one more thing here, these synapsids. Okay, so sauropsids gave rise to the, means these were ancestors for the dinosaurs, for turtles, lizards, snakes, for all these. Okay, then what about synapsids? Synapsids gave rise to the birds and to the mammals. Okay, so mammals got evolved from the synapsids, and all other these, the birds, dinosaurs and snakes, lizards, all these have evolved from the sauropsids. So just keep remember this thing, that synapsids gave rise only to the mammals. Now your homework is NCERT question number 4, 5 and 9. Now let's discuss the homework solution of previous lecture. And first question that I gave was what is natural selection? Okay, and answer is natural selection is the process in which the survival and the reproductive rate of individuals with certain characteristics are greater than that of other individuals in a population. So what happened here, due to a particular type of variation, a favorable type of variation, reproductive rate of some individuals is more than other individuals, and this process leads to an evolutionary change. Okay, why this is happening? Because the favorable organisms having the favorable variations have been selected by the nature. Okay, and this is called natural selection, in which nature allows some organisms to reproduce at high rate, in which the favorable variations are present. and this natural selection then leads to the evolutionary change. Next question is, what is founder effect? And founder effect is a type of genetic drift, right? What is genetic drift? Gene migration due to a accident, okay, which occurs when a few individuals in a population separate from the original population accidentally. Okay, how some individuals will separate from the original population? Accidentally, and will form a new colony. So here the separated population form a new colony. The genetic diversity of this new population will not be same as that of the original population. Okay, what will happen? This small population which has formed a new colony, its gene pool, you can say, or the genetic diversity will not be same as that of original population, and this is a gradual process. After that, next question is, what is bottleneck effect? Bottleneck effect, I have explained you that like a narrow neck of bottle, if the neck of the bottle is narrow, then the balls which came out of the bottle were not in equal number. Okay, if the two colored balls were present in the bottle, then those balls were not coming out in equal number due to that narrow neck of the bottle. Okay, so what is bottleneck effect? The bottleneck effect is a type of genetic drift. Okay, it is also a type of genetic drift which occur due to when the most of the, you can say, organisms of a population have been died due to an accident. Okay, so here that occurs when the size of a population is severely reduced due to events such as earthquakes, epidemics, floods, fire, etc. So bottleneck effect occurs when the size of the population is reduced severely due to these events. Okay, any of such event can occur due to which the size of the population will reduce severely. Now the remaining population cannot tell us about the actual gene pool of the parent population. Okay, means before the accident, what was the gene pool, what was the gene frequency in the parent population? We cannot tell that only by observing the population that has remained after the accident. So this is called bottleneck effect. In this process, a large number of organisms are deceased, leaving behind only a handful of the population, right? So most of the organisms will get will get dead. Okay, and only a handful of the organisms of the population will remain behind. Okay, now the genetic diversity of the surviving population becomes the genetic diversity of the entire population, right? So the population which will survive, genetic diversity of that will become the genetic diversity of entire population.